it is very rare that I am bearish on the market in general, whether it's QQQ, the Dow, or the S&P 500, but I have been bearish for the past couple of weeks on both QQQ and the S&P 500. I have shared multiple times why. We even called this rejection on QQQ a couple of days ago, and what I want to do here is go over why I am bearish in the meantime right now as we see if the market's actually going to correct the way that I expect, what I plan to do with this information, and more importantly, if I think what is currently happening at this point is a trap. Now, for those of you who do not know who I am, my name is Peter DiCarlo. I've been a full-time trader for the past 11 years. All of my trading decisions are based off of my trading strategy. I take no technicals into account. I take no fundamentals into account. I take no news. I don't care about the Federal Reserve, war, tariffs, whatever it is. What I'm only ever looking at is technical data. Now, the reason that I do this is because data and technicals are completely emotionless. If I start trying to bring some fundamental aspects into the market, if I say, no, this time's different, this time it's war with Iran, well, then you have these problems where you start to get emotional, you start to get attached to a potential thesis, and then you can get yourself into some trouble. Because I can promise you, while yes, this time is different, I heard that when it came to tariffs last year, I heard that when it came to inflation in 2022, you hear that in 2020 when it comes to COVID. I mean, how many people expected COVID to rebound the way that it did, right? Very, very little. You hear that in 2018. All of these times, right? And so the cynics are normally always wrong until they're really right in a situation like 08 or the dot-com bubble. And so what I need you to understand is that for me, I don't care about any of that stuff that's going on. I focus only on my technicals and only on my data because it's the only thing that I can control. So with that said, let's take a look at what both of those data and models are currently looking at for the NASDAQ and for the S&P 500. The long-term model, which is the one that I cover with you guys most here on this channel, is currently out of a bullish position. Now, when I say it's out of a bullish position, I do not just automatically load up on puts. I want you to understand that I only trade long. I never short the market. I never stick hedges in place. I never try to grab puts. The main reason for that is you'll see here, if we just zoom out, my strategy does best in a bull market. And more importantly, my strategy is always going to lose when we switch from a bull market to a bear market. This is where it's always going to exit. So what I need most people to understand is that I don't go short because the short markets don't last that long. So think of it this way. If I'm going to lose when we hit the top of the market, I need to get paid for all this upside. If I'm shorting the market, you'll see it's very rare that sometimes it's like 2022. In most cases, it's quick rejection followed by massive breakout. Quick rejection followed by massive breakout. In all of these instances, I'm going to get cooked if I try to short the market. So instead, what I do is just rotate out of sectors that are looking bad and rotate into sectors that are looking good. It doesn't mean that I'm always going to be profitable. For instance, right now, I'm down about 2% realized between all of my funds this year. And that happens, right? No matter how great your strategy is, you're going to take losses from time to time. So just because both of my strategies and models are no longer bullish does not mean that I'm loading up on puts. I hope that my bearish thought process and analysis does not come to fruition, but we're going to talk about this objectively. Now, the second thing that I want you to understand is that in most cases, when this is bearish or when both of my models are no longer bullish, like we said, most of the time we are not in a bear market like 2022. Most of the time there's a very quick rejection or correction followed by a continued rally. So quick rejection followed by rally. 2018, quick rejection followed by rally. Here in 2015, quick rejection followed by a rally. The only times that that normally does not occur is either in a bear market like 2022 or 2008 financial crisis, which you can see here on the screen. And you can also see here going back to 2000 dot-com bubble, which you can also see. These are normally when we get these massive downtrends. Now, more importantly, what I want you to understand is the long-term model on QQQ and the S&P 500, which we're going to go over in a minute. It sat out of both of those. So understand that what I am really trying to do here and what this model does a really good job of is not only trading long, but keeping you out of catastrophic situations. Because this model would have just sat out for the bulk, nearly 200 days on just QQQ. Now, I'd be trading other sectors, but it would have sat out on most of this. which is really, really good. And so what I'm trying to do is not have a situation like 2008, which I don't think is going to happen. And I'm not trying to trade something like 2022, which our model would have also sat out on. So this is what I'm trying to avoid, right? I'm okay with being wrong and just having the market pull back a little bit, but I don't give a shit. I want to avoid all this stuff. I want to make sure that we are not going to get stuck in a situation like this. And nobody knows where the market's going, so I'm going to remain objective and I'm just going to focus on that. What I think is more realistic right now is a situation like we had back in February of last year. You're going to see that the long-term model, as we said before, is not bullish. Now, this model here goes off of two very simple indicators. Number one, we need to make sure the market is in a bullish trend. So this market bias / fair value band indicator needs to be green. It's currently green. That's a good sign. The second thing, which is not being met, is that we need to see this BX trender, this monthly at the very bottom of your screen, showing green or light red, which it's not doing. So what this means by looking at this objectively is the trend is still bullish. That's really good. You can see the trend is currently bullish, but the buying pressure is not behind the market to push it to all-time highs, which is my worry. And so the issue here is that if we give up this support at like 590 to 603, there's a really good chance that this is going to continue to drop maybe to 540 or 520. And so what I'm trying to do, as we said before, is be weary about a catastrophic loss. If the market bounces here and we push back up to 620 and this monthly BX increases, I'm bullish again. I'm totally cool with being like, guys, I was totally wrong. It's all right. Let's just start trading the bull cycle to the upside. But what makes this strategy so strong is not the accuracy, but the risk versus reward, right? If we're going bullish, which we're not here, I want you to understand that this strategy has a 55% win rate, right? So we're only winning a coin toss, but the risk versus reward is nearly 8-1. So what we're trying to really do here is make sure that we're not dealing with catastrophic downside. That right there alone is going to change your trading career drastically. The second thing is that our short-term model, which goes off of first principles, monthly BX and everything, is also bearish. So if both of my models are not bullish, I'm just not going to have a bullish outlook. Doesn't mean I'm shorting, but I'm going to remain objective in my analysis. Now, let's talk about the short term, because what we're looking at right now is a weekly chart. We are looking at a big time frame. And so what I want to do now is actually scroll into the daily. This time frame is very important because what I want you to notice as of recent for QQQ is the fact that we have been in a downtrend, right? So we went from a short-term bull trend to a short-term bear trend. Now, we've been doing a really good job so far of holding this support zone of like 590 to 596. This has been really good. As we just showed you before on that bigger chart, the weekly fair value band and the weekly bias is still bullish. That's very good, even though the buying pressure has been getting sucked out of it. However, the thing that I do not like is that each and every single time that price bounces, we are making a lower high, right? This here is not good. What we need to see if the bulls are going to take this over and we're going to break out to all-time highs is we need to take out this previous resistance. So my thought process here with QQQ, if I have to remain objective, is that we're probably going to push up to maybe 605, 610, 612. And then this is where that trap will be, somewhere within this range of 600 to 612. And I think that unfortunately, price will push its way up into 610 and then burn its way down and will correct another 5%. I hope I'm wrong because this is going to hurt my portfolio, but that's how I see things playing out. Now, remaining objective. If we were to break above this level, and if this were to flip back to green, this fair value band, and then we were to see this monthly BX increase, I'm back on the bull side, right? Then I look at the market and I say to myself, okay, I think we're going to push back up. I think we're going to do really well. But until that happens, I have to remain objective. And if we look at the S&P 500, the same exact situation is happening. Monthly BX is showing red. The trend is still bullish. Price is continuing to sit. As of right now, if price ends up breaking 660, it's the same situation. I think 6, 7, 8, 9% sell off would end up happening. If we continue to hold this support level and we bounce here, then we could see the push to all-time highs. But I want you to understand, not, it could go up or go down. That's not the idea. I want you guys to understand the exact triggers and the exact reasons as to why. So as of right now, I'm bearish. As of right now, I think that we're going to get a rejection in the market, and I think that this is a trap. However, if the short-term downtrend flips back to bullish, and if the monthly BX for both SPY and QQQ flip back to an increase, which is light red, I will remove my bearish thesis and I will look to go long and have a bullish thesis once again on the S&P 500 and QQQ. I hope this video helped. Shout out to everybody who listened to this full 11-minute video. 90% of traders fail, but 90% of people don't even put in the work. They don't have a system. They don't stick to the system. And more importantly, they don't have the discipline to do it long enough. If you guys want access to all of my indicators, all of my free courses, they are down in the description completely for free in sequential order. And I actually have a new course coming for you guys with some new fresh indicators pretty soon.